Hey, it's Dreadwas here, and I help recruitment and search firm owners scale even faster. And quite often when recruitment and search firm owners speak to us about growing their business, the thing they want to know about is how to get more clients or how to get more candidates, which we can help them do. But the one area that we probably get asked about the least is around pricing, which is a shame because it's actually one of the quickest and easiest ways to increase the revenue in your recruitment and search business. I mean, if you think back to your last 12 months in business, think about the revenue you generated and the fee you charged. It doesn't take a genius to work out that if you sort of charged more, got maybe 10%, 5% more for every completed job order, you'd be a lot better off in revenue terms. And all things being equal, your profits would grow substantially as well, because quite frankly, your cost of delivery will probably stay the same. And the reason pricing is probably the area we get asked about the least is because although it's the quickest and easiest ways to increase your revenue, it's also the area we get a lot of pushback. But if you really think about it, it's a lot easier to sort of make the most of the resources you already have to hand than it is to go out and get new ones. So it's a lot easier to sort of make the most out of what you've already got than it is to go out and find new clients, find additional candidates, find additional employees. If we can sort of make use of what we have to hand already, we can make things a lot easier. And you already have everything you need to charge more for your services at your disposal right now. You've got everything you need to do it, because quite frankly, all it really takes is a decision from you, right? You could wake up tomorrow or within the next 10 minutes decide that next time you speak to a prospect, your fee's going to be higher than it is now, right? So you already have it at your disposal. But what I found is, for a number of reasons, most recruitment and search firm owners simply never do it. They either don't think it's right to increase your fees, and again, we can talk about that another time, but I don't really get what the argument is. It's better to charge more for both you and the client for the services that you deliver, assuming that you actually want to grow your business. But for ones who have no problem with it ethically, but they have a fear that they can't do it, or they think that if they do it, they'll lose business, or they give their competitors the edge, or their clients simply won't pay. Again, that's simply not true, and we can talk more about that another time. But today I want to talk about one of the ways you can do it straight away, starting next time you look for potential clients. So one of the simplest, quickest, easiest ways to increase your fees right now is just to simply move up the food chain or operate at a high salary. And what I mean by that is, like most recruitment and search firm owners charge a percentage of the salary of the person they're recruiting. So it could be 20%, it could be 25%, whatever. You charge a percentage of the final salary of the candidate. So put very simply, if you work with, or if you recruit or if you help find a candidate that's on a higher salary, you'll get paid more. You know, it's a bit like working in a restaurant, being a sort of waiter or waitress, where you get paid tips, and depending on where you are in the world, usually sort of each different cultures have a sort of a set percentage that they tip. There's no written contract or anything, but it's just like even you'd have a sort of set percentage that you tip if you go to a restaurant and get good service. So it could be sort of 12%, 15%, 10%, doesn't matter really. But if you've got that set percentage in your head, and most people do, if you go to a restaurant and the meal cost £100 and you give 12% tips, then you're going to give 12% of £100. If you go to a restaurant and the meal costs £200, then you're still going to give a 12% tip, but now it's 12% of £200, right? So the person serving you is gonna, although they're doing the same job, effectively delivering the same service, just at a different restaurant, they're going to generate more revenue for that service. The same goes for you, right? If you want to get paid more for the work you do, you don't necessarily have to increase the percentage that you charge. Because I notice that people get uncomfortable with that. So if they charge 20% now, I don't want to go to 21 because they have discomfort with that. All you need to do is move up the value ladder, and make sort of the clients that you work with now. So you think about the job title of the hiring managers you want to be speaking to now, and make them your candidates. So you're helping them find their next job. And obviously because they're currently sort of above the candidates you're looking for now, they're probably, in most companies anyway, they'll be on a higher salary. So again, you can keep your percentages the same, but because they are on a higher salary, you'll get paid more. So if you want help with that, send me a private message. We can talk about the fees you're charging now, the fees you ideally want to be charging. And if you want to move up the food chain, move up the value ladder, work with candidates who are effectively on higher salary, drop me a message and we can have a quick chat about it. Right, speak to you soon. Bye.